Some athletes just want to be the villain. A ton of players make careers off this role and wouldn't be there if they weren't the villain. Players like Dennis Rodman, LeBron James, Reggie Miller, Trae Young, and many other players have found themselves playing the role of the villain and have embraced it. But what happens when you take the role too far and it leads to your retirement? Now I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. Dillon Brooks was a shooting guard who played for the Memphis Grizzlies for 6 seasons. He was drafted by the Houston Rockets in 2017 and traded for the Grizzlies on draft night. He quickly became a fan favorite in Memphis for his energy, defense, and scoring ability. He averaged 15.6 points per game in his career and helped the Grizzlies reach the playoffs 3 times. However, Brooks was notorious for his trash talk and physical play. He often got into verbal altercations with other players, earning him a reputation as a villain in the NBA. He was fined, suspended, and ejected multiple times for his actions. He also made headlines for his controversial comments of some of the league's stars, such as LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Donovan Mitchell. Brooks did not shy away from his villain role and claimed that he enjoyed provoking his opponents. Brooks was not afraid to challenge some of the NBA's biggest stars, even if it meant getting under their skin or disrespecting them. One of his most notable targets was LeBron James, who he called old and claimed that he couldn't guard him. Brooks also said that he didn't care about James and that he poked bears for fun. LeBron then responded with a 40-point win to end the Grizzlies' season. I poke bears, what a joke. Another player who Brooks clashed with was Draymond Green of the Warriors. Brooks said in an ESPN profile that he did not like Draymond Green at all and he wouldn't be known if he played for any other team. He also said that he didn't like anything to do with the Warriors and that Green talked a lot and got away with a lot. Green fired back on his podcast, calling Brooks an idiot and saying that the Grizzlies were not ready to compete for a championship. The two players nearly fought on the court when their teams met, and Brooks dismissed Green's podcast as cute. Brooks also had many physical altercations with other players, such as Donovan Mitchell of the Cavs, who he hit in the groin during a game. Mitchell was furious and both players were ejected. Mitchell later said Brooks was just who he is and implied that he was a dirty player. Brooks was suspended for 1 game for his actions. Later in the season, he also shoved a camera operator while diving for a loose ball, earning him a $35,000 fine. Brooks' trash talk and physical play did not translate into winning basketball for him or his team. He often hurt his team with his poor shot selection, turnovers, and fouls. He only shot 39.6% from the field and 32.6% from three-point range in the regular season. He also led the league with 20 technical fouls and was suspended twice for his action. His performance dipped even further in the playoffs, where he averaged only 10.5 points on 31.2% shooting from the field. Those are really bad numbers. Brooks' controversies also alienated him from his teammates, coaches, and fans. He reportedly had a falling out with star guard Ja Morant, who was frustrated with Brooks' selfishness and lack of accountability. He also clashed with coach Taylor Jenkins, who benched him for several times for his poor decisions. He also lost the support of the Grizzlies fan base, who booed him at home games and started a petition to get rid of him. Ultimately, the Grizzlies decided to part ways with Brooks and announced that they would not re-sign him under any conditions. So what made his villain role so much worse than other NBA villains? Well, Brooks failed to capitalize on his villain role because he did not back it up with consistent and efficient play. He was not a reliable scorer or defender, and he often hurt his team with his poor shot selection, turnovers, and fouls. He also did not have the respect or support of his teammates, coaches, or fans, who grew tired of his antics and controversies. He did not have the leadership skills to rally his team around him or intimidate his opponents. He was more of a nuisance than a threat. Brooks could have came about this way differently by focusing more on improving his game and less than provoking others. He could have worked hard on developing a reliable jump shot, improving his defense, and making better decisions on the court. He could have also toned down his trash talk and physical play, and instead used them more as a strategy to get an edge over his opponents. He could have also been more humble and accountable for his actions, and tried to build better relationships with his team and fans. Brooks could have learned something from former NBA villains who succeeded in their role, such as Reggie Miller, Dennis Rodman, Kevin Garnett, and Draymond Green. These players were known for their trash talk and physical play, but they also had the skills and achievements to back them up. They were clutch performers, elite defenders, and champions. They also had the charisma and leadership skills to inspire their team and fans, and they knew how to get under the skin of their opponents. They embraced their villain role, but they knew how to balance it with their basketball IQ and professionalism. While I wish I could say it's sad to see, it's really not, considering it's Dillon Brooks. Just know when you talk trash, be able to back it up. And Dillon Brooks, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.